Hi everyone, I am starting on Julian's channel today about the unboxing of this new Sony A1 camera. Before I do that, we wanted to talk quickly through the history, the evolution of Sony cameras that we've had and used, and why we've stepped through that evolution so fast.
There are already several cameras we had, so
and almost 10 lenses as well. Julian, you started off with the...
Yeah, my first camera was the A7 III. I think still in 2021. It's a pretty good camera. We bought this as our first camera because it had really good YouTube reviews, and we watched several YouTubers about talking about this camera, and it was actually just a good camera, so that's why we bought it. It got a 24 megapixel full frame sensor. It got 4K 25 frames. Unfortunately, it has only 100 frames by 1080.
Yeah.
And yeah, first of all, we started only with photography. I was not really interested in videography, but when I realized that I would like to start also with videography, I was not happy anymore with this camera because it has only 8-bit color depth. So
yeah, that was the difference. Not meant necessarily the 1080. It's more the color depth when you couldn't use S-Log on it. It was just not possible.
You can't use any flat profile. I think we shot in Cine 2. It's a bit more flat, but you can't really crank around with the colors.
And although you said that you wanted to switch a little bit to videography, before you did that, you actually bought a different camera though then, didn't you? You upgraded.
I actually upgraded after this to the Sony A7 IV, which has a 61 megapixel full frame sensor.
Yeah.
I bought this because I'm not very good in framing my pictures, so I always want to crop in. That's why I got this 61 megapixel sensor now, because I'm just shit at it. So, but I think I'm getting better. So.
Yeah. No, it's pretty good because, you know, in fairness, you are using the next camera up now, which is this one, and this is only 12 megapixels, and you take a good picture with this bad boy as well. And this is
it's all right for photography, but again, if you start cropping in, it's not very good.
It's not going to be good. But this is the A7S III.
That's actually Paul's A7S III before he bought his A1. We are currently filming with my S3, so in S-Log 3.
Yes, we've got two A7S IIIs, and the reason
that's currently
for sale
on Willhab, and if anyone is interested, let me know in the comments below.
So this was, I got this in Iceland, and I started to do a lot of video in Iceland. Meanwhile, Julian, you were videoing with your
A7 R4.
And the videos just didn't go together, did they?
Just terrible. You can't compare these two cameras. You can't match the videos if you want to put it together in a vlog afterwards. So
you could see the difference in the quality, couldn't you? When you went from my camera at 100 frames per second, 4K, and then you went to yours at like 1080, or you were using even the 4K, the color depth in this makes a big difference.
It's a huge difference,
Yeah. And although a lot of people might say this is primarily a video camera, and I get that, actually the photos from it, if you're not cropping,
I think it's fine, especially really for Instagram. And if you don't want to print anything or don't make a big wall out of a photo, I think it's a pretty good camera.
Yeah.
We only got the R4 because we also print our pictures for our house, so that's pretty cool.
Yeah. So getting on to unbox this one, okay, Julian's going to be working through it while I talk a little bit about the Sony Alpha A1 compared to the A7S III, because as you know, there was a short video put up and we asked what we should do, didn't we? Because we were thinking about getting another R4. So the setup, my setup, could either be this A7R4, A7S III, like that's now your setup, isn't it?
Yeah.
So that's what you do.
I think I'm pretty happy with it.
Yeah. Two camera bodies, definite video camera, and a definite landscape come portrait come whatever camera. But
I think it's also right for sport.
It's okay.
We use it for sports photography, especially for skiing, and it's all right with 10 frames. And with the focus points, it's actually really good in tracking as well.
Yeah.
Other
True.
people would say it's not good for sports photography, but for us it's good enough. So
Yeah, we're not videoing like a baseball game with a bat and ball that's
Yeah.
flying or something. You generally know where the target person is, so you can frame it and lock on. But this is why I got the Sony Alpha A1, Alpha 1, because I didn't want to carry two cameras. I also do a lot of sports photography, and I wanted to have that possibility to do 30 frames per second with this processor, which is different to the A7R4 as well. So we'll look at the advantages, but first let's open the box and see what you actually get inside.
instructions or instructions.
All the instructions, all the guarantees, all the usual bits and pieces in 25 languages, etc, etc. Nobody reads them.
Is in there some
Depends if you're UK
cables.
or where we are now in Dubai. This has
Dubai,
become
yeah.
really useful, this type of plug socket. And obviously the
Some other
usual USB-C cable to USB. And yeah, what's this one? This one's American, I think, as well. Oh,
much better, thanks Sony. It's much quicker than you would load the accu in there.
the battery.
I think it's 50% quicker now to
Yeah.
charge the
Yeah,
battery.
the stupid wire into the camera just never worked. And if you've got a cage or something on your camera, you were always trying to like get that stupid cable
Got
into
the
the side
usual
slots.
Sony strap.
Oh no, it's not. No,
Right.
no, Julian's wrong. Let's have a look. It
got
actually
A1 on.
has got that on it. That's what you pay all that money for.
Just for the strap.
A1 strap.
I don't know what's actually this, what you get with the cameras.
If anybody knows, comments below. I'm guessing it's something to do with the HDMI cable or something to stop it from folding or interfering with some sort of gadget. It's actually not much in this box, because that's about it. And now he's on to...
Let's get this beautiful bad boy out the package. The Sony A1.
There it is. So as quick as that, you're down to Sony A1. So why? How many megapixels?
50, yeah.
50.1 compared with the...
61 megapixels.
Okay, so photo-wise, you know, maybe you might say the A7R4, sorry, whoops, A7R4, but this obviously has a different sensor. And this is the thing, and obviously from the focus points, it's going to be more like an A9, isn't it? When it comes down to sports photography
Yeah.
and stuff. It's going to be faster.
Got 30 frames per second, what is
Yeah.
crazy.
30 frames per second. If I switch it on, maybe we can see, you know, hear that. You probably can't hear it because it's so quiet, but it's unbelievably fast, hopefully. That's one of the reasons for buying it at 30. But you do need a lot of
Make
accessories.
sure to get a lot of storage.
Yeah. Which is the other problem is because the cost of it, I mean, obviously you start seeing the difference. It's got the second dial.
Which is
Which-
pretty good.
Yeah,
it's
which
cool.
on this second dial, in case you want to know what it is, it's the,
Different focus modes, I think it is. Yeah.
yeah. So AFS-C, AFC-D, etc. And then above that is the high speed mode, the single shoot, the high speed, medium speed, low speed, the bracketing, and the timer is all on here. So it's good that you can set it there. You do have to be careful with this camera, and when we start to review it, we'll talk about being careful as to what you've got this set on, because if you're not careful and you think you're on single shot and you press that button, it literally can take 50 photos before you've even realized you've actually done it. So also the record button is located on the back here. What else is different on this camera? Yeah,
Actually, I think it's pretty much the same. It just got an A1 sign. That's what makes it probably special.
just the same.
What
And
I don't like about this camera is that it doesn't have a flip out screen like the S3.
yeah, which almost
Got
made us
only a-
change their mind, didn't it?
Yeah.
About it.
It's got only a flip out one. Or what it's called, flip out.
Flip screen, yeah, whatever. It almost made me not buy it, but I don't vlog. I mean, Julian vlogs all the time, as you can see, and I just like annoy him and just try to like spoil his vlogs. So I don't miss it this much. But I do think, because obviously I'm used to using the A3, it was always a problem when you're trying to take a low shot in portrait, like in
you have to lie on the floor.
Yeah, you can't sort of, whereas on the A7, it's getting confusing now. On the A7, no, on the A7S, with a flip out screen, you can sort of put the screen in that position and then lie it on the floor and you can really see what you're doing and it makes such a difference.
Really cool.
Yeah.
I also like that the screen is covered.
What's it called you can turn it around and cover it. Yeah, it keeps it covered.
It's covered, yeah.
Yeah, whereas on the A1, this new expensive camera with it has got upgraded screen and things, but you always got a chance of damaging that screen.
Yeah. But the cool thing is with the A1, the sensor is actually closed. There is something in the settings, so the sensor is closed, what is pretty cool, so no dust is getting in.
So you see the difference between the two. One sensor's left open, so when you're changing the lenses.
At home I normally blow 1 hour a day with this one, so I don't make sure that no dust is in. Paul is pretty annoyed about it already, so
yeah, well,
I don't even start now.
Julian tends to spend hours cleaning his cameras, blowing them, etc. Whereas I sort of throw them about and drop them. And like in Iceland on my A7 III, a gust of wind caught it when we were last in Iceland and sort of blew it out my hand and bounced it over the floor. And I managed to crack the back display and chip it a little bit. But it still works. It actually still works. So I'm not allowed to touch any of Julian's cameras or anything.
So yeah, next we will do a photo comparison about the A1, S3 and the R4. So maybe you guys can see what is 12 megapixel, what is 61 megapixel and what is 50 megapixels. And we will also do a video comparison, but only about the A1 and the A7S III.
Yeah. All about trying to decide if I've made the right choice, or has Julian made the right choice by having two camera bodies, having a photo video
For
camera.
myself, I prefer to have two cameras, to have one completely set up for photography with the dial 1, 2, 3 about in landscape, portrait and sports photography. And on my S3, which we're just filming on, I will do the same with the 1, 2 and 3 with 25 frames, 50 frames and 100 frames.
Yeah, whereas I suppose you've got your memory functions as well, so you could mix it. I will set up this A1 probably to be under like a PAL system. So 1, 2 and 3 will be portrait, action and landscape on 1, 2, 3. And then I'll do S and Q at 100 frames and the normal video mode at 50 frames. And we will show you, and you can tell us if you can see the difference when we're videoing in S-Log, both the same scene, everything identical, and we'll run a comparison.
We obviously not Gerald undone, so...
no, we're Gerald done. We're just crap. But that's how it is.
I hope you enjoyed our unboxing video with a little behind scene about our evolution of cameras so far. And yeah, we will see you in the next one. Leave a comment, leave a like, subscribe if you haven't already. We hope you enjoyed it and we will see you in the next one.